I'm John Davis and welcome to this latest Waterman's No Ticket Required Film Club. For this edition, a double bill really, a discussion around the new film by Bassam Tariq, Mogul Mowgli, starring Riz Ahmed, and a chance to talk about her role in the film and her career in general with Suda Bukhar. She has a long and illustrious history on the small screen, with appearances in both EastEnders and Coronation Street. But behind the glamour is an accidental actor who studied maths and science, but overcame chronic shyness to act, formed her own theatre companies, and worked tirelessly for greater diversity in casting. She's written many stage and radio plays. Mogul Mowgli is one of the few cinema performances she's made, but was actually in Mary Poppins Returns in 2018, so we may ask her about that. She's a great friend of Waterman's. Her sister used to work here. So, to our film choice this week, let's have a look at the trailer.
Yeah, I'll ask you where you're from. Now, where you really from? The question seems simple, but the answer's kind of long. Britons are on board, and I love a cup of tea in that. But where my genes are from, people don't really MC in that. Now everybody, everywhere, want their country back. If you want me back to where I'm from, the proper need a map. No man's land, yeah, between trenches, no thing grows there. But it's fertilized by the brown bodies that fall for Britain in the war, so when I spit a poppy grows there. I find my own place in this business of Britishness. So stop trying to find a box for us. I'll make my own approach and fucking consent of us. Motherfucker, my blood and sweat's in us.
The director, Bassam Tariq, is an American of Pakistani origin, and this is his second feature film. The first was a documentary, These Birds Walk, which documents the struggles of street children and the humanitarians looking out for them in Karachi. Here's an extract from an interview he did with Priyanka Kumari on BritAsia TV, where he talks about the film.
Here we are several years later, and you've come out with Mogul Mowgli, starring the inimitable Emmy Award-winning, multi-talented Riz Ahmed, who also co-wrote the screenplay with you.
Yeah.
What was it like getting together with someone like Riz to write, to flesh out the story? What was that process like initially?
Yeah, it was, we were together every step of the way. But the funny thing is, he didn't even want to take a credit in the writing, because I think he's a quiet, like, there are very few people like him that I've met in my life. And, and in the process, like, because I think so much of the developing of the character of Zed, as I would write something, I would always run it by him, and he would always challenge it, or I'd challenge him, and we'd try to figure out a way to find the truth in it. And because I'm not a Londoner, like I'm not from the UK, like I've done a few trips before we started working on the film. I did a research trip, and I'd done some work before, but the way of being Pakistan, being Desi in the States is very different than what it means to be a British Asian. I feel like there's such a beautiful legacy that y'all have that we don't have, and so in order for me to really understand that, I felt like I had to really lean into Riz and ask him a lot of deep questions about what it means for him and all that. So I think that's what we were mining, and mining that urgency had me to just shut up and listen and hear not just only from him, but from so many of the people in our cast that were constantly telling me and correcting me, which was, important for me to learn from them.
The film stars Riz Ahmed, a lovely young man, according to one source who knew him at school. He attended Merchant Taylors' School in Northwood, did PPE at Oxford, that's philosophy, politics and economics, and then trained as an actor at the Royal Central School. He worked hard to avoid typecasting, as he describes it, as having been pigeonholed as misogynists or terrorist Muslims. He was excellent in the dark comedy Four Lions and garnered many prizes and nominations for his TV work in series like The Night Of and Girls. More recently, he played Bodhi Rook in the Star Wars episode Rogue One. He's also an accomplished musical entrepreneur and performer, which will play to some of his strengths in this film. The film has had critical acclaim, but I look forward to finding out what you will make of it on Monday, December the 7th at 8 p.m. with our guest star, Sudar Bukhar. And this is what you do now.
I always knew to be this way, yeah. But I would do it all again, yeah. Any day, yeah. Any day, yeah. But we done.